You're ready for a comeback. And with Purdue Global, you can do more than take classes. You can take charge of your story, of your career, of your life. Earn a degree you can be proud of and get an education employers respect. It's time, your time, not just to go back to school, but to come back and move forward with Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback at purdueglobal.edu.
Access the best in craft beers, canned cocktails, and hard seltzers. Get Stocked is the new cutting-edge one-stop destination to fill up on products and information. Want to learn more about the latest RTDs? Need to plan ahead or order on the spot? Visit getstock.com today and use promo code STOCKUP to save $10 off your purchase of $49 or more. That's getstock.com, code STOCKUP. Check them out.
Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about goddesses, mythical figures who've shaped culture, history, and imagination around the world. Etched on the walls of ancient Egyptian pyramids and hidden in the insides of pharaohs' coffins are magic spells. Spells powerful enough to usher ancient Egyptian royals into the afterlife. Many of them were first spoken into existence by a sorceress who used her words to best the gods, conquer pharaohs, and resurrect the dead. Let's talk about Isis. Isis was the daughter of the Egyptian sky goddess Nut and the earth god Geb. She shared a womb with the god Osiris. When they were born, they were already husband and wife, and technically brother and sister. Osiris ascended the Egyptian throne as king, and trusted Isis to rule his kingdom when he left to add territory. Isis was the epitome of the perfect Egyptian wife. She was compassionate and loyal. She was known for her healing and for being fiercely protective. She knew how to use her power and cunning to overcome every obstacle standing in her and her family's way. Long before Isis was even pregnant, she was plotting how to make sure her son ascended the Egyptian throne. She decided to trick her grandfather, the creator god Ra, into giving her unborn son his supreme powers. To weaken the almighty Ra, Isis laid a trap and poisoned him. When Ra came to her, tormented with pain, begging for her to heal him, she offered Ra a deal: a cure for the poison in exchange for a guarantee that Ra would give her son the sources of his power. Ra agreed. Isis spoke a spell and Ra was cured. And Isis's unborn son was primed to become the king of the gods. But it wasn't smooth sailing from there. Osiris and Isis had a jealous brother named Set, who wanted the Egyptian throne for himself. One day, when Osiris had just returned from traveling, Set trapped Osiris in a wooden box, sealed it with lead, and threw it into the Nile. Isis, though nowhere nearby, sensed her husband was dead and set out to try and retrieve his body. Just as Isis managed to track Osiris down, Set discovered her. In some versions of the story, this time, Set took Osiris's body, chopped it up into tiny pieces, and scattered the pieces across the land. Isis was undaunted. She began a relentless search for Osiris's jigsaw pieces, and eventually, Isis was able to puzzle his body back together. In all tellings of this story, dismemberment or not, Isis summoned her powers to revive Osiris. She spoke spells over his body, weighing her words with grief and desire. Her magic was able to pull Osiris out of death and into something resembling life. Osiris was at least alive enough to impregnate Isis with their son, Horus. With that, Osiris retired to the underworld to become king of the dead. With Osiris gone for good, Set took control of the Egyptian throne and set his sights on murdering Horus, the rightful heir. For years, Isis hid Horus from Set. She raised her son in papyrus swamps. They were carefully guarded by 7 scorpions. In sculptures and drawings of this time, Isis is often depicted sitting down with the baby Horus in her lap. The images call to mind pictures of the Virgin Mary with Jesus that fill Christian churches to this day. When Horus finally came of age, he challenged Set for the Egyptian throne. Isis prayed fervently for Horus's victory. The only thing that really stood in the way of Isis's son claiming the throne was Isis herself. In one telling of the story, after Horus took Set prisoner, Isis guarded Set. But when Set reminded Isis that they were siblings, she took pity on him and freed him. Horus was so upset when he discovered what Isis had done that he chopped her head off. But luckily, the god of wisdom, Thoth, helped Isis screw her head back on with the help of a solar disk and horns. When Isis is depicted in hieroglyphics, she often has the sign of a solar disk and cow horns on her head. Other drawings depict her with the sign of the throne on her head. After getting her head back, Isis helped her son Horus finally claim the Egyptian throne. Isis's influence exceeded the bounds of ancient Egypt. Even as the Egyptian empire waned and the Greek and Roman empires grew, Isis's story was so powerful that people continued to worship her. Some people in ancient Greece and Rome came to believe that Isis created the entire world. All month, we're talking about goddesses. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
No one likes to talk about money. Am I saving enough? Can I buy a house? Am I paying too much in taxes? Will I be able to retire? What if you could unlock insights about your finances in less than 5 minutes with a clear picture of where you stand today and where your money can work harder? Now you can. Visit Facet.com to take the free quiz and get your financial wellness score today. That's FACET.com. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth Incorporated is an SEC-registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice.
Now is the time to experience America's pastime in a whole new way. Major League Baseball has teamed up with T-Mobile for Business to advance the game with next-gen 5G solutions, going deeper with real-time data visualization, new camera angles that put fans on the field with their favorite players, and even testing an automated ball strike system in the minor leagues. This is the 5G era of baseball. See what we can do for your business at T-Mobile.com/now. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Officially licensed product of MLB Players Incorporated.
At Ford, we pride ourselves on building strong, capable vehicles. But we're only as strong as the people who drive them. People like you, who don't just see an F-150, but see what they can build with it. Because built Ford proud, it's a pact between us, our drivers, and what we can do together. Built Ford proud.
Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.